G'day, I'm David G. Sheshnag, Yoga Center. What on earth is Kundalini? Sheshnag.com. This video is about brainwaves and how I understand them. I understand that predominantly we function through the alpha brainwave, maybe the beta brainwave in everyday life. It allows us to externalize awareness and be rational and active in our everyday life and be able to function in three-dimensional reality. There's the experience through meditation or when you're going to sleep, between being awake and asleep, when you slowly tone down, slow down, you introvert. You go from the sympathetic stimulation of externalization to the parasympathetic nervous system functioning in a way that produces a homeostatic environment within the physiology of the framework. Also provides you with an experience where the brain hemispheres are balanced. In that state, it's known as a hypnagogic state. In that state, you have access to different perception. You're able to perceive different dimensions in that meditative state, which is the goal of a lot of meditative practices. The goal of yoga in the form of the later stages to do with dharana, dhyana, and even samadhi. So when you're in that hypnagogic state, you have access to maybe the subconscious vibrations in your mind. In that experience, you can perceive some of the underlying knots within the psychic dimensions of yourself. You can more easily witness them without being like you are in the awake state, grabbing onto them and feeling them or thinking that they're real. In the meditative state, when your theta and delta brainwaves are predominant rather than the alpha and beta ones, then you can let some of the neuroses that are locked into your subconscious mind simply go, or allow them through conscious participation as the witness to be able to watch them and let them go. There is the option that you personally don't want to get into that state. That's fine. If you don't like that state and you don't want to get rid of any of your neuroses in the subconscious state of the subconscious mind, then freely endorse everything that the alpha and beta and the awaking state allows you to experience. As you balance the hemispheres of the brain and you go into the deeper states of consciousness, like in Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra stimulates through conscious participation the parts of the brain that are known as the homunculus. They run along here, and maybe on this side they run along there. As you stimulate them, they become unstimulated. Then you create an experience of relaxation within the framework. You're not so affected by the sensorial stimuli coming through the five senses. You're more able to freely ignore that stuff that's external and physical by nature, and you can introvert. So it goes from the gross experience of life to the subtle. In the subtle, you can get in touch with the subtle plane. That's where the magic happens. Of course, there's a causal plane, which is even beyond the subtle plane as far as subtleness goes. But at this point in time, it's fine if you can tap into the subtle plane and become aware of the subtle experiences. That's where the magic will happen. That's where you can consciously participate in reprogramming yourself. Being the program and expressing it on a harmonious level when you wish to Make yourself a better person, for instance. Maybe be less reactive. Who knows? But that's the brainwaves. There's a balance to be had between the externalized awareness, alpha and beta waves, and then the intuitive feeling experience of life in the form of delta and theta waves. That's a wrap on the brainwaves. Could be made up for all I know. It's just the way I see it. Okay, Om Namah Shivaya, Hara Hara Mahadev, Sheshnag.com. What on earth is Kundalini? Peace.